Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the National Anthem of Australia.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I now present to you Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Vice President Global Engagement, Professor Abid Khan, who will open this graduation ceremony.
Graduates and guests, our guest speaker, Dr. Nicholas Nikolaoudas, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Major Campuses and Student Engagement, Professor David Kopolov, President of Academic Board, Professor Chris Davies, Academic Vice President and Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Faculty of Information Technology, Professor Frida Siebel, Deputy Dean and Associate Dean Research of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture, Professor Arthur De Bono, distinguished visitors, members of the faculty. It is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Council of Monash University to this, the 1017th graduation ceremony of Monash University, which is being performed today on country for which the Kulin nations have been the traditional owners and custodians for many centuries. The university acknowledges their cultures and we pay respect to their elders past and present. I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Major Campuses and Student Engagement, Professor David Kopolov, to address this assembly.
Mr. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of the Monash University Council, our guest speaker, Dr. Nicholas Nikolaoudas, graduands, colleagues and guests. Today, we celebrate the culmination of a long academic journey taken by our graduands. To everyone graduating today, I offer my congratulations and my acknowledgement of your efforts and the efforts of your family and friends who have supported you. In today's increasingly informal world, many of you may find ceremonial occasions like this to be unfamiliar. I encourage you to not mistake formality for lack of passion. Formality doesn't signal lack of enjoyment or passion. Rather, it serves to mark an occasion that joins each graduating student to the many who came before and to those who will follow. Today, you join a line of university graduates that dates back not just to this university's first graduation ceremony in 1964, but to an academic tradition that began with the University of Bologna in 1088. It's important to recognize that beneath the incantations, traditions, and pageantry that make up a graduation ceremony, there lies a deep wellspring of emotion. Today, the university certifies that you have acquired the analytical abilities, the deep subject matter knowledge, and the broad capabilities that a Monash degree implies. As valuable as those things are, we like to also think that you'll be taking away much more than this from the years you've spent here at Monash. We especially hope that you have forged values that reflect those that this university holds dear. We hope that we have nurtured in you the love of discovery that is expressed in the university's motto, Ancora Imparo. Those words, attributed to Michelangelo, translate as, I am still learning, or I am still discovering. It's unlikely that you got here in the first place without a healthy intellectual curiosity. But hopefully your time at Monash has strengthened your determination to understand more about ourselves and about our world. Importantly, we hope that you've come to increasingly recognize what a powerful force for good the hunger for knowledge can be. It's that desire for discovery that has driven this university's great innovations, from groundbreaking work in IVF that has helped thousands of people to have children, to the bionic eye that is now on the cusp of human trials. We also hope that your years here have shaped the nature and raised the level of your ambition in a way that reflects the level of ambition of the university itself. Monash is widely regarded as being one of the world's top 100 universities, a position it has reached in less than 60 years. But climbing the international rankings table is not primarily where our ambition resides. Of much greater importance is the scale, and in particular, the usefulness of the challenges we set ourselves and how we go about meeting them. Monash is a comprehensive university, so those challenges and achievements are diverse. For the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture, they involve generating provocative and creative ideas, forms and processes that change the world around us for the better, including our built and visual environments, and improving the manner in which we use technology and share information and cultural experiences. For the Faculty of Information Technology, they include utilizing new research to help deaf children and their families communicate with each other, using 3D animation to empower Australia's Indigenous communities to share and preserve their history, culture and languages, and developing probabilistic reasoning tools to predict fog at Melbourne Airport. For our alumni, the achievements and challenges have included the attainment of high public office, the building up of businesses that have created thousands of jobs, the establishment of the largest youth-led philanthropic organisation in Australia, and the founding of a school inside a prison to give young offenders a second chance. And now, subsequent to this ceremony, our alumni will include you. Who knows where your life journey will take you? But I hope that wherever it does, it will involve a deep commitment to service. The notion that the most noble end to which one can direct one's talents and efforts is the greater good. As our namesake, the great Australian, Sir John Monash, once wrote, "Equip yourself for life, not solely for your own benefit, but for the benefit of the whole community." We hope that your years at Monash have not only encouraged you to use your talents, knowledge, and wisdom in the service of others, but have also developed within you an openness to new ideas, perspectives, and cultures. your education would have been much less beneficial if your opinions and preconceptions had not been challenged. We hope that the diversity of the ideas and the experience of both your fellow students and your lecturers and tutors have opened your eyes and your minds to new horizons, to new ways of understanding the world. It's this openness that underpins Monash's international focus. Many of you have benefited from study in another country. Indeed, at Monash, some 25% of our undergraduates spend time during their degrees in another country, with campuses in Malaysia, India and China, an alliance with the UK's Warwick University and a centre in Prato, Italy. Monash is one of the world's most internationalised universities. Our overseas campuses and our alliances enable us to collaborate with others beyond Australia in research that solves problems that affect us all. They bring engagement with organisations and industry that seek our graduates as well as the expertise of our researchers. Whether your career is based in Australia or takes you to Asia, Europe, the Americas, or anywhere else, you should feel secure in knowing that you have been educated at a university that has prepared you to work successfully in global teams. This is very much the future of employment. In addition to valuing a love of knowledge, ambition in the service of others, and the active pursuit of collaboration, the final value that I'd like to invoke today is respect for others and the recognition of the equality of all human beings. You have been given the privilege of a first-rate education. You are all very able. You have been blessed with the capacity to tackle academic tasks successfully. These are powerful advantages. Use them wisely. Be ethical. Be honest. Be fair, and be generous with your time, in your assessment of others, and in the credit you give to other people. By doing this, you will prove yourself worthy of the investment that your families, the university, and your community has made in you. Again, on behalf of the university, I offer you my congratulations. Thank you. I now call upon Professor Arthur de Bono, Deputy Dean and Associate Dean Research of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture, representing the Dean of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture.
Mr. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I certify to you and to the Council of Monash University that all candidates now to be presented and those others listed in your copy of the graduation program have fulfilled the conditions prescribed by the Council of Monash University for admission to the degrees and for the award of the diplomas indicated in the program. Would all candidates for degrees of the diplomas and the diplomas of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture please stand?
Graduates, with the authority of Council, I admit you to the degrees and award the diplomas to which you are entitled. I also admit to the degrees and award the diplomas to which they are entitled those others who are absent today but are listed in my copy of the graduation program. Graduates, as you now are, this moment marks an important milestone in your lives. This ceremony is the visible culmination of your hard work and commitment. Your achievements are outstanding, and you should always look back at this moment with a great sense of pride. I personally congratulate you, and I now ask the members of the audience to applaud your accomplishments.
Please be seated. Mr. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, graduates from the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture will be presented to you by Professor Diego Ramirez Lovering, Head of the Department of Architecture of the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture.
Mr. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present to you graduates from the Faculty of Art, Design, and Architecture who have been admitted to the following degrees and awarded the following diplomas today. Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Visual Arts, Alexandra May Chu. Bachelor of Architectural Design, Aaron Alexander Abud Rush. Claire Marie Bircher. Samuel Mark Cudlip. Jamie Danino. Christina Sok Tin Ern. Zoe Feynman. Ekaterini Galanakis. Hung Tan Huynh. Alexandra Jovanovich. Myra Rosalina Kossen. Sarah Jiping Kwa. Daniel Lee Lawson. Jack Tasman Lemonidis. Bob Jiting Liu. Amanda Liu. L. McFadgen. Brendan Andrew Monagle. Vanessa Jane Murphy. Chong Hyun Myung. William Osborne. Katrina Lee Owers. Marcela Maria Palma. Ning Shen. Tafarel Agio Suthia. Samira Waklu. Men Meng Wu. Cecilia Young. Bachelor of Communication Design, Zach Beltos Russo. Ellen Morag Bloor. Chloe Elizabeth Blythman. Roxanne Jennifer Burchell. Lillian Frances Callahan. Vila David. Charlotte Emily Debenham. Taisha Despotilis. Elizabeth Kate Dillon. Hayden Thomas Doward. Wenming Feng. Megan Gu. Jennifer In. Jessica Curse. Ju Lian Li. Shan Liu. Laura Noel McKinnon. Nicole Lee Mattern. Dale John Matias. Megan Ann Mitchell. Dominic Carl Molinari. Morgan Mondel. Daniel Natividad. Frederic Alid Opawal. Hia Jin Park. Varun Raveen Prasad. Joanna Rose Reyes. Alana Alexandra Russo. Naomi Margaret Carmel Ruiz. Josephine Ryan Lamb. Chelsea Ann Sherman. Yihao Shen. Jessica Kristen Sinclair. Harmanpreet Singh. Shoban Aslin Sweeney. Madeline Claire Simmons. Gemma Iris Tees. Jade Marielle Tew. Isabella Victoria Udovic. Georgia Elizabeth Upperton. Kate Naomi Walmsley. Zhao King Wen. Jessica Barbara Watts. Emma Maria Winton. Georgina Ellen Young. Yanwen Zheng. Stephanie Zhu. Gita Zimmerman. Bachelor of Design, Visual Communication, Samantha Cooper. Joshua Ming N. Ko. Bo Anthony Layton. Bachelor of Fine Art, Ashley Jade Cowlid. Alexandra Gomez. Elena Maria Halkas. Joan Estelle Hanger. Charlotte Nell Kenny. Felicity Ann Lacandro. Brianna Jane McKenzie. Andrea Magro. Tia Melius. Alia Stewart. Michael James Wooten. Estelle Autumn Dawn Young. Ji Yeon Yu. Bachelor of Fine Art, Honors, Natasha Lona Manners. The honors degree of Bachelor of Fine Art, Christina Wu. Bachelor of Industrial Design with honors, Hanny Choi. Kate Ho. Chris Alexander Kotsikas. Hao C. Harry Liu. Lachlan Charles Marshall. Marco Parisi. Benjamin Wesley Peng. Nicholas Port. Renan Ramadan. Sarah Elizabeth Roberts. Patrick G1 Son. Rowan Eric Cochrane Turnham. Luke Valenza. Matthew George Wade. Wei Yan Long John. Julian Withington. Bachelor of Interior Architecture with honors, Amanda Jessie Blasey. Natalie Bornian. Amy Ruth Byrne. Ellen Sarah Hudson. Awarded the University Medal for Undergraduate Academic Excellence, Melitza Camber. Elizabeth Jane McPhee. Eliza Monty. Jasmine Putri Rahim. Ramona Raydan. Michelle Sufia. Bachelor of Multimedia and Digital Arts, Mututantrige Rishan Ruwanga Kure. Bachelor of Visual Arts, Eliza Mary Liddy. Sarah Sivaraman. The honors degree of Bachelor of Visual Communication, Antra Sparks. Bachelor of Visual Arts and Media Arts, Lucina Chapman. Megan Pearl Cousins. Rebecca Marie Gell. Claire Marston. Christopher Miller. Hannah Megan O'Loughlin. Owen Turner. Master of Architecture, Zachariah Lewin Berry. Sanderson James Bell. Anna Louise Black. Jackson Mark Cage Sedlick. Samantha Chiam. Constantina Joanna Costa. Edward Charles DeFegley. Hillary Megan Duff. Christopher Michael Eggleston. Tim Fock. Angus Peter Scott Hamilton. Lachlan Andrew Harris. Xinghei Ho. John Hoong Kim. Ellie Laura Kirk. Awarded the Academic Medal for Excellence Postgraduate Coursework Study, Su Yin Emily Lai. Le Nguyen Hoang Dung. Andy Lim. Thomas Richard Linschoten. Viet Luke. Darcy James McGuinness. Anna Josephine Margin. Victoria Jane Merritt. Matthew Charles Myers. Damien Aaron Palamara. Paula Panagiotta Panapopoulos. Luke Sebastian Pupillo. Christina Yi Ling Xia. Amy Charlotte Shaw. Nicholas Simmons. Hillary Bryant Slay. Tai Vu Tan An. Master of Design, Sohaib Uddin Khan. Master of Fine Art, Andrea Jane Baxter. Jane Margaret Corman. Kayin Kwok. Master of Multimedia Design, Nok An Tu Nguyen. Olivia Pierce. Master of Visual Arts, Kamani Naido. Doctor of Philosophy. Doctor of Philosophy, for research titled Metaphors of Light, Considering Vastu Principles of Space, Dr. Veronica Mary Aldis. For research titled Audiovisual Interspaces, How Duration Can Be Utilized in the Composition of Audiovisual Works, Dr. Todd Anderson Kunert. For research titled Dwelling Within the Shape of Things, Dr. Philip John Cooper. For research titled Cinematic Effect in a Time of Ecological Emergency, Dr. Andrew Byer Denton. For research titled Hypersexual City, The Provocation of Soft-Core Urbanism, Dr. Nicole Catherine Calms. For research titled Images of a Future Melbourne, Dr. Thomas Morgan. For research titled Design Semiotica, The Sign as Event, Dr. Christopher Leonard Waller. For research titled The Art of Omer Fast, The Art of Omer Fast, Dr. Kate Warren. For research titled Understanding an Intuitive Approach to Abstract Painting, Dr. Anna Ruth White. Mr. Deputy Vice Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Art, Design, and Architecture. I now call upon Professor Frieder Siebel, Academic Vice President and Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Dean of the Faculty of Information Technology.
Mr. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I certify to you and to the Council of Monash University that all candidates now to be presented and those others listed in your copy of the graduation program have fulfilled the conditions prescribed by the Council of Monash University for admission to the degrees and for the award of the diplomas indicated in the program. Would all candidates for degrees and diplomas of the Faculty of Information Technology please stand?
Graduates, with the authority of Council, I admit you to the degrees and award the diplomas to which you are entitled. I also admit to the degrees and award the diplomas to which they are entitled those others who are absent today but are listed in my copy of the graduation program. Graduates, as you now are, this moment marks an important milestone in your lives. This ceremony is the visible culmination of your hard work and commitment. Your achievements are outstanding, and you should always look back on this moment with a great sense of pride. I personally congratulate you, and I now ask the members of the audience to applaud your accomplishments.
Please be seated. Mr. Deputy Vice Chancellor, graduates from the Faculty of Information Technology will be presented to you by Ms. Chris Gonsalves, Associate Dean, Student Engagement of the Faculty of Information Technology.
Mr. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I present to you graduates from the Faculty of Information Technology who have been admitted to the following degrees and awarded the following diplomas today. Bachelor of Business Information Systems, Akriti Agarwal. Cameron Gilbert Brown. Nicholas Mark Barrage. Kulwinder Singh Chahal. Tim Chan. Tanya Del Vecchio. Dimitrios Dimitriadis. Ka Hao Er. Thomas Georgiadis. Laura Loran Huang. Hei Ri Kwang. Akansha Shubi Kapoor. Anurith Kaur. Kumaran Krubaharan. Lucas Martin Kiss. Andrew Lau. Lawrence Florin Lara. Raymond Lee. Jake William Litchfield. James Liu. Ling Ching Liu. Kevin New. Aaron Yip. Jack Chung. Kevin Zhao. Bachelor of Computer Science, Daniel Liam Anderson. Andrew John Bale. Evan Charles Bott. Jonathan Robin Broom. Jeffrey Mark Dowdle. Liang Huang. Cornesh Kanan. Nicholas Peter Mark LePage. Roy Sin Yi Lim. Katrina Lynn McLeish. Alex Moratis. Christopher Anha Nguyen. Michael David Ritchie. Ivan Ristov. Harmahit Singh Sabharwal. Kai Pang Wu. Cameron Yen. Bachelor of Computer Science Honours, Lucas Anthony Azola. Michael James Gill. Samuel and Sung Lim. Awarded the University Medal for Undergraduate Academic Excellence, James Stewart McIndoe. Dilpreet Singh. Bachelor of Information Technology and Systems. Ian Inkit Yon Apo. Elizabeth Simone Barrow. Ashley James Betts. Desiree Jade Brudenell. Peter Michael Capon. Shrikant Chadalavada. Yuk Ching. Matthew Thomas Delios. Karen Ann Dorahy. Swad Feki. Christian Ferrero. Morgan Ferruccio. Pumal Pushpa Kumara Hevavasam Gurugandage. Jack Lawrence Irving. Chamalkar Jayawardena. Jared Max Cars. Todd Wayne Ladner. Dwan Lay. Oscar Lowe. Albert Wernler Louis. Selena Lee. Luke Anthony McMurray. James Robert Meehan. Jake Edwards Moore. Malavizi Murugan. Zeya Hainai. Dutha Nguyen. Hanil Ray Nitafan. Lung Niet Mun Pham. Cameron Pileggi. Edward Power. Peter William Prush, Matthew Rogan, Hussam Shehatta, Alexander Philip Eugene Skopchenko, Joshua Andrew Stevens, Matthew Santo, Mark Andrew Ten Buren, Jane Thompson, T2 Tran, Deepa Zipporah Vijayakar, Learn Feng Vo, Wans Ho, Daniel Bryan Whittingham, Jeffrey Lin Bin Wong, Chang Chiao, Bachelor of Software Engineering, Lachlan Andrew Brooks, Jane Chow, Sun Jiu Chow, Robert Duong, Daniel Christian Frau, Terence Long Hun, Alexander Erasmus Marshall, Gabriel Sadaka, Matthew Guy Taranto, Stephanie Yap, Bachelor of Software Engineering with Honours, James Edward Georgeson, Chad Justin Snow, Graduate Diploma in Information and Knowledge Management, Mark James Northfield, Master of Business Information Systems Professional and Master of Information Technology Professional, Farid Raisi. Master of Applied Information Technology, Kimiko Wilson. Master of Business Information Systems, awarded the Academic Medal for Excellence Postgraduate Coursework Study, Graham Barber. Bad Adel Bath, Ming Da Chow, Elspeth Ann Clark, Mohammed Faris, Madhura Ganbote, Shirin Afarid Bagul, Wei Ho, Kathy Jamshidi, Jia Holi, Isagani Lo, Leida Rocio Pinson Hernandez, Vanathi Ponasami, Ehsanur Rahman Safwan, Steve Christopher Seabrook, Simranjit Singh, Shunan Wang, Cassandra Karen Woodhouse, Ye Yu, Master of Business Information Systems Honours, Milad Sayed, Master of Business Information Systems Professional, Sneha Kodaru, Chang Si Ning, Master of Business Information Systems Professional, Satya Kodakula, Master of Information Technology, Vivek Busal, Ting Kwun Stephen Chu, Navdeep Kaur, Prajwal Sangat, Olivia Marcelina Sugihato, Xin Yi Wang, Guan Tong Wo, An Chi Yang. Master of Information Technology Professional, Liu Jian Lung. Master of Information Technology Professional, Saitesh Pusala. Pankaj Sharma. Master of Information Technology Research, Reuben Hopmans. Master of Philosophy, Dhananjali Madhubashi Senanaikar. Doctor of Philosophy. For research titled Pattern Transformation in Variant Schemes for Wireless Sensor Networks based on an Edge Detection Gradient-Based Mechanism, Dr. Mohammed Abdulaziz Abdulatif Al-Naim. For research titled Machine Independent Approach Towards Conditioning Monitoring, Dr. Mohammed Amar. For research titled The Conceptualization and Implementation of Information Governance, a Design Science Approach, Dr. Cindy Madrid-Torres. For research titled Data-Driven Inference of Electrical Appliances for Effective Home Smart Energy Management, Dr. Dwi Angraini Puspita Rahayu. For research titled Partial Fingerprint Recognition Through Region-Based Approach, Dr. Omid Zangane. Mr. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Information Technology.
We now have the opportunity to hear from one of our talented musicians from the Sir Zelman Cohen School of Music. Please welcome Mr. Daniel Tan, to the ceremony, who will be performing Allegro Assai from Sonata No. 3 by Bach. Thank you, Daniel, for that wonderful performance. The graduation address gives us the opportunity to hear from a distinguished member of our alumni community. And we are very, very fortunate today that the address will be delivered by Dr. Nicholas Nikoloudis. Dr. Nikoloudis is a global solution architect specializing in mobile and user experience solutions at SAP, one of the world's largest enterprise software companies. Dr. Nikoloudis is a passionate software developer who has been architecting and developing market-leading software applications for the past 16 years. In his career, Dr. Nikoloudis developed iAppraise, a scalable omni-channel product that was implemented by many customers, including Continental Airlines, Unilever, and Kraft. Dr. Nikoloudis also developed one of the first autonomous mobile phone web servers that could host web services. In addition to his business career, he is a widely respected academic and lectured one of the first mobile application development subjects at Monash University. I now have much pleasure in inviting Dr. Nikoloudis to deliver the graduation address.
Mr. Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President Global of Engagement, Abid Khan, Pro-Vice-Chancellor David Koplov, Academic Vice President, Dean of Faculty Engineering and Faculty of Information Technology, Professor Frieda Siebel, members of the faculty, parents, and especially you, to the new students. It's an honour to be here to speak in front of future leaders, CEOs and entrepreneurs. I want to start with a story, and this story will actually lead into 3 separate stories that inspired my professional career. My first professional story is actually when I was an undergraduate. I had an inspirational lecturer back in the day called Dan Eves. Dan was a unique lecturer in many ways. He ran a subject which was all about design and user experience. Now, back when I was an undergraduate, that was very foreign. He gave us a book called The Design of Everyday Things. And this book was not a standard computer science or software engineering kind of book. It was about design. It was about how you use your everyday products, how you engage with them. A door that has a handle, you know to pull. A coffee cup has a handle, so you know how to pour and drink with it. And these basic aesthetic items is what we need to use and consider when we design our software. Now, this was revolutionary because to me, we'd always been taught, your program, this is how you do a for loop, this is how you do, your nested switches, and for those who have done computer science can acknowledge what I'm talking here, but no one really talked about how do we develop software that we can actually use. And it was actually that very minute, or that very moment, after having his subject, I had my first job. And actually that's what led to my partnership in I Comply, which then I created the I Appraise subject. Now, continuing my studies, I was inspired because I liked design. Although I went into a search view of my computer science doctorate, I was always inspired by, I guess, interaction and usability. I submitted my paper, which was around the mobile microservices architecture, which is still a publication. Microsoft still reference it on their website. But something again changed, because although I'd focused on this very computer science background, I saw a presentation from a professor from MIT called Hiroshi Ishii. And he focused on a whole lab called the media of tangible and media things, which is basically making everyday objects come to life through electronics. And to give you an example, because you might be thinking, okay, well, what's he talking about? His example was quite a basic one, where his mother would wake up in the morning and she wanted to know what the weather was. Now, his mother was an old Japanese woman, so interacting with technology was a challenge. So what he did is he put a bottle with a lid on the bottle, and basically his mother could go over to the bottle, lift the lid, and it would play music, harmonious music. And his mother would know that it was a lovely day today. It would be nice and sunny, and she didn't have to worry about taking an umbrella, and it was going to be an enjoyable day. Now, that's a different way of interacting with electronic systems. And back in 2004, when I first heard this, again, revolutionary. This is before iPhones and all the other nice technologies which we have today. And again, it pushed me and made me think, wow, if he can do this, what can we do? And this was actually an inspiration to me, which I only used recently for one of our large customers. I created a concept called the enchanted beer bottle. Now, you might think, what's an enchanted beer bottle? Now, one of our big customers sells a lot of beer globally. And what they wanted to do is have the best user experience for people drinking their beer. So what I was able to do is I created a little electronic circuit, added it to the beer, and simply by identifying its temperature, it would talk through your mobile phone to you. So if the beer was too hot, the little creature would come back and say, I'm too hot, put me back in the fridge. Or, I'm nice and cold, drink me, and it would notify you. Now, this might seem foreign and quite bizarre, but the customer loved it. And at the end of the day, it was one of our largest deals last year and something which I was awarded for. Finally, I want to talk about a colleague of mine, a colleague and a friend who I spent a lot of time, and he's also a Monash alumni. My friend Joel, we used to compete a lot against each other. First year, we used to have competitions on who'd get the best grades. Joel would beat me hands down. First year, he sent me backwards, and I was always trying to keep up. But what happened? I kept focusing on my academic career and kept getting better and better at my marks. Joel got into his social clubs, started playing basketball, and slowly faded away from his academic career. Now, you might think that this is a tough story, but actually, this is where the inspiration begins. So I'd already started I Comply, partnering, and Joel, at this point in time, had enough of playing basketball, had enough of having drinks, going out with friends, and said, Nick, I'd like to get back into it. So I, at that point, was leaving the company which I helped start, and offered him a role at the company. Now, Joel took that role. He worked there for a few years, and again, he was inspired to do his own thing. Joel now has his own company with over 10,000 customers. Last year, he flew his employees to Greece, and they all had a great time, having a great party, celebrating the success of his company. So what I'm hoping to inspire from you is to say, well, sometimes you don't always have to go the correct academic path. He as well had a Monash degree. He used his inspiration and he used what he learnt from Monash University to proceed, to learn, to understand, and then lead, and now become a global leader in running his own software company. So once again, I look at you. I'm hoping that when my kids are ready to graduate, I have one or maybe a few of you up here speaking to me about your successes, about what you've achieved in your careers, about how you've inspired people and how you're leading the world in your focus. And don't think that because you've selected a particular arts career or IT career, I'm actually really enjoying my world now because I'm mixing the world of arts and technology and creating experiences which currently do not exist. And I hope you can do the same. Now, I wanted to keep this presentation short and sweet, but I have one final ask of you. And my final ask is for the people in the audience to raise your hands. Can you please raise your hands? Please, please. Being in social media and electronics, I'm going to do a selfie with everyone. And I'm going to post it on my Twitter and my Facebook to acknowledge that I was here and I was in honour of being with all you, graduating today, and something which I will keep forever in my life. So let me... Thank you.
Actually, I'd like to thank again Dr. Nicolaidis, mainly for changing the normal sequence of events firstly. That's always very welcome. But actually, the inspiring notion of interdisciplinarity, entrepreneurship, and the fact that you in the audience are actually the future of business for this country and wherever you go. So if we can thank Dr. Nicolaidis as well. Thank you. Graduates, as you leave the ceremony, remember that you are not leaving the university, no matter how far you may move away from this place or this time. As alumni of the university, you are joined to the university and to each other by a link that cannot be broken, and one that we hope will very strongly be maintained. I urge you to keep in touch with the university alumni group. The alumni page in your copy of the graduation program is a guide to what we have to share with you wherever you may be. In congratulating you upon your achievements, I particularly want to acknowledge the contribution that your lecturers, supervisors, tutors, and the professional staff of the university have made in ensuring your presence at this ceremony. It is not always possible to give public recognition of their hard work and their dedication, but I would ask you now to take this opportunity to show them your appreciation by a round of applause. Thank you. I know that university study is not easy. During your many years of research and learning, you had to cope with the stresses of examinations and assignments and combine study with outside work or family obligations. Throughout this time, you were encouraged and supported by your parents, husbands, wives, partners, brothers, sisters, guardians, or friends. And to acknowledge their contribution, I now invite you to stand and turn and express your gratitude by a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. I cordially invite everyone to continue the celebration by coming to the Campus Centre Dining Hall for refreshments. Graduates, I invite you to join the procession as the official party leaves the hall, and I ask members of the audience to remain standing at their seats until all of our graduates have left the hall. The ceremony is now at an end. Thank you.